The sky trembles when power takes flight. Imagine a jet that not only strikes with precision but silences the enemy before they even know they've been seen. This is not just a fighter, it's a ghost in the sky. Welcome to the world of the Boeing F A-18G Growler, the ultimate electronic warfare jet that turns the tide of modern aerial battles. You're watching Wings of War, and today, we dive deep into the story of the Growler, the real king of the sky. Before we take off, hit that subscribe button, because every jet we explore here has a story worth 1,000 sonic booms. The Boeing F A-18G Growler was born out of a simple but vital idea: control the electromagnetic battlefield. Built as a specialized variant of the F-A-18F Super Hornet, it's not designed just to fight, but to blind, confuse, and dominate the enemy. Where most jets rely on firepower, the Growler fights with information, silence, and stealthy disruption. It's the unseen weapon that turns powerful radar systems into useless noise. The Growler entered service with the U.S. Navy in 2009, replacing the legendary A-6B Prowler. But this wasn't just an upgrade, it was a revolution. By merging the combat-proven agility of the Super Hornet with advanced electronic warfare systems, Boeing created something unique: a fighter that could protect fleets, lead missions, and still strike when needed. It's the modern world's answer to invisible war. Now imagine this. You're in a war zone, surrounded by radar signals, missiles locked, and enemies closing in. The Growler enters the sky. Within seconds, enemy radar screens go dark, communications drop to static, and missiles lose their targets. This is how the Growler fights, by shutting down the enemy's eyes and ears. It doesn't always need to fire a shot, because its presence alone can paralyze an entire defense system. Underneath its sleek and familiar Hornet frame lies one of the most advanced suites of electronic equipment ever fitted to an aircraft. The ALQ-218 receiver system detects radar signals, pinpoints their source, and allows the Growler to counterattack electronically. It carries powerful ALQ-99 jamming pods on its wings, which can block enemy radar and communication frequencies over wide areas. In simple terms, the Growler turns the enemy's technology against them. But don't mistake it for just a jammer. The F-A-18G Growler is a fighter in its own right. With two General Electric F414G400 engines producing over 44,000 pounds of thrust, it can reach speeds of Mach 1.8. It's armed with AIM-120 AMRAAM and AGM-88 HARM missiles, the latter designed to destroy enemy radar sites that dare to emit signals. When you combine electronic warfare and lethal weapons, you get total air dominance. Every mission the Growler flies is a symphony of silence and speed. Its job is not only to jam but also to escort strike groups into enemy territory, protect stealth bombers, and support ground troops. During its operations, it flies alongside F-35s, Super Hornets, and even B-2 bombers, acting as a guardian angel of the sky. It ensures that the enemy's radar can't lock on, their missiles can't track, and their pilots can't communicate. Its nickname among pilots says it all: the Screamer. Not because of its sound, but because of what it does to enemy systems. The Growler can saturate the electromagnetic spectrum so completely that adversaries are left deaf, blind, and helpless. In modern warfare, where information is the most powerful weapon, the Growler is the ultimate disruptor. Let's talk about design. At first glance, you might mistake it for a Super Hornet, but a closer look reveals the difference. The Growler's wingtips carry long, slender pods. These are part of its electronic attack suite. The underwing pylons often hold additional jamming pods or fuel tanks, giving it range and endurance. The cockpit is fitted with state-of-the-art displays, allowing both pilot and electronic warfare officer to manage radar, jammers, sensors, and weapons in real time. Inside that cockpit, two aviators work in perfect sync. The pilot focuses on flying and combat maneuvers, while the electronic warfare officer, the EWO, manages the Growler's complex suite of sensors and countermeasures. This teamwork makes the aircraft not just fast, but intelligent in battle. Every move, every signal, every electronic pulse is calculated. The Growler has been battle-tested. It made its combat debut during operations in Libya, Iraq, and Syria, where it proved its worth by suppressing enemy air defenses and protecting Allied aircraft. It doesn't make headlines like stealth bombers or dog fighters, but it's often the reason those aircraft survive and return home. Without the Growler, many modern missions wouldn't even be possible. Its reach extends far beyond the US Navy. The Royal Australian Air Force became the first international operator of the A-18G Growler, recognizing its unmatched importance in electronic warfare. Australia's fleet has already integrated the Growler into joint operations, marking a new era in coalition airpower. Together, they form an invisible wall of dominance, the kind that keeps control of the skies secure. But what makes the Growler truly fascinating is how it represents the future of warfare. In a world where drones, radar, and long-range missiles rule the skies, information warfare is the new front line. The A-18G doesn't just destroy, it manipulates, deceives, and dominates the electromagnetic spectrum. It's a weapon made for the digital age. In the cockpit, imagine the hum of electronics, the glowing screens, the steady voice of the EWO reading enemy signals. Every second counts, and every signal matters. One wrong frequency could expose the strike group. One perfect jam could save dozens of aircraft. That's the pressure and power that come with flying the Growler. The aircraft's range of 1,275 miles, its aerial refueling ability, and its networked communication systems allow it to support deep penetration missions anywhere in the world. From aircraft carriers in the Pacific to operations over Europe and the Middle East, the Growler is always there, unseen, unheard, but always in control. Even its maintenance and design are optimized for adaptability. Because it's based on the Super Hornet platform, it shares over 90% of its parts, making it efficient to maintain and upgrade. The Navy can deploy Growlers quickly, repair them easily, and keep them operational with minimal downtime. And now, with upgrades like the next-generation jammer NGJ system, the Growler is getting even more powerful. The NGJ uses advanced digital technology, gallium nitride transmitters, and wideband coverage to jam more frequencies with greater precision. This means future Growlers will be capable of handling the most advanced radar systems in the world, keeping them at the top of the game for decades to come. In a dogfight, the Growler can hold its own, but that's not where it shines. Its true mastery is in the invisible war, the one fought with signals, sensors, and stealth. It's a psychological weapon as much as a technological one. Pilots say that once a Growler enters the field, the enemy knows something's wrong, but they can't figure out what. Their screens go blank, their alarms fail, and confusion spreads. That's when Allied fighters strike. So what does this mean for the future? As the US military moves towards 6th-generation fighters and AI-driven warfare, jets like the A-18G Growler will play an even more critical role. They'll integrate with stealth aircraft, unmanned drones, and satellite networks, forming a web of control across land, sea, and air. The future isn't just about speed, it's about who controls the signal, who controls the silence. And in that arena, the Growler reigns supreme. For fans of aviation, the Growler is a symbol of evolution, proof that modern warfare is about intelligence as much as strength. It's not the loudest, fastest, or flashiest, but it's the smartest. It's the aircraft that ensures others can fight freely. So next time you see a formation of fighter jets cutting across the sky, remember this: somewhere nearby, there's a Growler making sure those fighters are invisible, safe, and unstoppable. Its roar may not be heard, but its power echoes across the skies. This is the Boeing F A-18G Growler, the real king of the sky. Silent, lethal, unseen, the master of modern aerial warfare. You've been watching Wings of War. If you felt the thrill of the Growler's power, hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video with every jet lover you know. Because the story of air dominance is far from over, and the next one is already roaring over the horizon. Stay tuned, because the sky belongs to the Wings of War.